Probably good. You welcome to the starter.
Continue. As you were.
As you were.
Good. Excellent.
You want to Coke Propeller whiskey?
You guys, hauntings of the 21st century.
Ooh, you always pick the best places. Yes, I like this place.
These old empty hotel rooms are the perfect spot. I've been telling both of you for a while now.
Yes, well, we all know how our girl Elizabeth is. Shoot, Ariella, she's just like the missus. All hoity-toity, luxury suites and old mansions where people have died, they haven't sold it yet.
Oh, I know, Rose. Those godforsaken realtors. And don't even get me started on the interest rate. My Herschel always knew a dozen people in town who could give you better deals.
Don't talk to me about it. It's the parties that always get me. Rich folks and their goings-on, drinking like fools.
You know, it drives me crazy. Oh boy, I could use a drink. I mean, it's been like 70 years. I know I got nothing on you, honey, but my goodness, it's a big benchmark.
Well, you just stop counting after a while. My Lord, let's see, how long has it been? 140, wait, what year is it?
It's 2013, Rose. I guess it's all true what Aunt Miriam said. You really do just lose track.
My, 142 years. That's twice as long as you. Yeah, it's just like I said, you just stop counting after a while. That's why this place is perfect. Nobody here to get up in our business and remind us of all the sweet little things we used to take for granted. Drinking and eating and all that.
I don't want to talk about it. You won't even believe the week I've had.
Oh, you had another rough one, honey.
You could really use a drink. Herschel used to make the best cocktails. He's been miserable without them. Where's Elizabeth? She should be here by now.
She said it might be another long one. She's working a slumber party. She says she has this big to-do at the stroke of midnight if the girls aren't in bed.
How old did she say they were this time?
12 to 13.
Oh, God almighty. She's in for a night.
Lord, don't I know it.
You know, I was thinking about that the other day. We're always saying, God, Lord almighty, and you're always saying, sweet Jesus and Mother Mary, and none of it. It just kills me sometimes, you know? I feel cheated. This just wasn't how I saw it coming. I mean, I didn't expect to be doing this for all eternity.
Oh, Lord, I know. Shoot. Did I tell you I met Jesus the other day?
No. No, you did not. Oh my. What was that like?
Awful. That racist son of a bitch called me a... Shit, I can't even say it.
Jesus is racist?
Jesus is a racist son of a bitch. I just can't stop saying his damn name. Old habits die hard, honey.
I guess when you spend a lifetime talking about the afterlife and being completely wrong, and then finding out the voices in your head are just schizophrenia, it's hard to live with.
Schizophrenic, crazy ass, racist kid with a God complex and all the damn daddy issues. Damn, where is Elizabeth?
Lord
Jesus.
I just hear it wasn't out of my afterlife.
Just your afterlife, Elizabeth? Or was it the whole thing?
Oh,
Well-
stop. Leave the poor thing alone.
Yes, I mean, nothing could possibly compare with those days I had to go on with Thomas. I mean, he would just go on and on about his daddy's business and, you know, the horses and the ships and what have you. I mean, someone of such upper class breeding you think would have better tact, but, God, I mean, it's absolutely dreadful. He's the reason we wound up on that damn ship in the first place.
Oh, get over it. You two have been broken up for over 100 years.
No, our 100th anniversary was... Wait a minute.
It's 2013, Elizabeth. We just went over it.
Seriously?
happened with your night then?
Well, hey, let's sit down and start playing first. It's what you've been looking forward to all week long.
What will it be? Bridge? I love bridge. You should deal, Ariad. It's the best dealer. I know, for some reason I just miscount every time I do it.
Your
Not sure
night?
why.
What happened?
Well, and please don't call me Beth. I mean, Thomas used to do that and I hated it. It's just, he said it was unseemly to confuse, you know, well, it had the same name as his mom, which who cares about his mom anyway? But, seriously, what was really unseemly was the whole affair. That man was unseemly and I had no idea how I stayed with him that long.
The money, honey. Acting all foolish because of some dead white people on paper and coins doesn't make any sense to me.
But when Richard passed, it still tears me up. Girl gets used to a certain life, you see, and, well, you ladies wouldn't understand.
No, we wouldn't understand.
Well, I don't mean it like that.
So what happened?
God. Well, it's like Joseph Conrad wrote, the horror. The horror. Read that book yet, Rosemary?
That was the most racist and sexist thing I've ever laid my eyes on.
Well, that racism thing again. Anyway, those kids were awful. There was this 12-year-old girl, she kept imagining or pretending that she was possessed by me as Michael Jackson, and then she kept touching herself in the most unladylike way, and it just repulsed.
That ain't bad. I had a girl all by herself. I mean, this assignment lasted the whole week. She was doing some series on my tube, and I'd be haunting like I'm supposed to, and she'd get out her computer and start video bobbing and saying about how she was chosen by God to be some vessel between worlds.
The same thing happened to me. You wouldn't believe this girl. She did the same thing. Started talking about how she was chosen by God to be haunted because it wasn't fair that she was so nice and so smart, and this was the price you pay for being the hottest girl in school. So obnoxious.
Goodness. I actually did have a similar story the other night. She was barely 15, this girl, and said she wanted to be an actress. Well, call that acting. She said it was some kind of horror film. Every time I showed up, she'd have her little laptop thingy, whatever you call it, and camera and phone, just follow me around every time I do my haunting, and said she's the next Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, I like her. She's real good. You all see that Avengers movie? That's a damn fine talkie.
Come on.
You know, she's no Scarlett Johansson.
I like that Iron Man guy too. Real cute for a white boy.
But she was acting out every time, and it's so difficult to haunt when they get off on it. I mean, it's really uncomfortable.
God, I hate that. I haunted this girl once who thought she was the next Edgar Allan Poe. She even thought that I was Edgar Allan Poe, haunting her to inspire her to be like him. She did the same thing. She made it an epic poem. It was awful.
Oh, well, that sounds very embarrassing. But if you want to hear a real embarrassing story, I had to haunt a school the other day, and these children were the worst, the absolute worst. One of them was grinding all up on their teacher, saying I was making them do it. I was just trying to move the bookshelves around and shake the desks and make some howling noises. Said I was sucking Freddy Krueger's dick. And then the teacher called the parents, and the parents cussed out the teacher, saying she was the worst teacher and it was her fault and she deserved to get haunted. I felt so bad for her and so useless myself.
One girl said that I was just mad because her milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Whatever that means.
Well, when I died, it was actually a very promising day. And other than the ship sinking, of course, I met a man on that ship. William was perfect. He had everything. enough servants that I would have never had to lift a finger for the rest of my days.
Damn white people and your damn servants.
Rosemary, you know it's not like that. And besides, I'm sure William was much better to his help than your master. He was real liberal. He even called them colored.
Honey, stop while you're ahead.
Well, I would much rather die again in the Great Chicago Fire than deal with another one of those slumber parties. I mean, it was terrible, the burning and all, but Jesus Christ, I cannot stand those teenage girls. Hell.
Sometimes I think Auschwitz could have been worse. I mean, at least a few Nazis would look at you and sympathize. Now when I haunt people on the street, no one notices. They just go on texting or playing games.
The other day, I had to do a haunting on an elevator. And you'd think it'd be real easy because it was jam-packed, but, you know, I start shaking the ceiling and everything, they're still not noticing. And this guy, he's playing a video of, you know, sweat dripping down, testicles, and they all get up and they're dancing. Oh, it's disgusting.
I hate your music. I made an appearance at this party once, and the music they were playing, it was the worst thing I've ever heard. Something called Gangman Style. I played it about 20 times that night. It was awful.
God. Ladies ever had to haunt a group of stoners? It's terrible. Had to do it on Wednesday. They're smoking and just going on with these trashy theories about the meaning of the afterlife and then all this garbage about parallel universes and, you know, the rights of ghost people or something.
I know what you mean. I had a group of burnout kids the other night, and all they could talk about was what kind of ghost I was. They kept asking if I was the kind of ghost from The Exorcist or The Haunting, The Conjuring or The Craft. They just kept comparing hauntings.
Jesus. Kids nowadays, nobody got time for that. I will say this, at least the humans, the living humans, provide us with a little laughter every now and again.
You're right.
Because there's nothing we can do about it.
Nothing, and that's the worst thing.
Right. What can we do?
Nothing. The last person who protested got chained to Charlie Sheen for like a month.
And another one had to listen to Muzak by Nickelback. Muzak.
I don't know. I heard about some poor sucker who got trapped in a theater with Tom, what's his face, Rosemary's, Roseanne's husband. Yeah, that show. Yeah, Tom Arnold. That's the one. Yeah. Anyway, it's horrible because it's a three-hour one-man show and he was stuck in that for 5 months.
Humans are good for a good laugh every now and again.
You're right. I don't remember being that dumb when I was living and breathing.
Have you heard the one about the human who thought he could fly?
No.
I mean, need I say more? You've seen Smarty McFly who serves the pizza every Tuesday to the new haunts.
Did you hear the one about the human who wanted to be one with the tomatoes and planted herself?
Bloody Mary. Hilarious.
Makes a great drink, too.
Did you hear the one about the human who thought he was the Easter Bunny and stuffed